Hey guys, good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Happy weekend. Happy Easter. So yesterday we did a live stream where we were talking about women who choose not to remarry, or who their kids don't want them to remarry after their husband pass away or when they are divorced and they say they are married to their children. We were talking about that for about 2.5 hours. It was a very, very interesting and stimulating conversation. If you've not seen that video, I strongly encourage you to watch it. It's long, but it's very engaging because it wasn't just a monologue. People called into the show, gave their opinion. I particularly like the first caller, Honey Babe, told us about her 75-year-old mom who is about to get married. That was that was so refreshing. 75-year-old about to marry a gentle elderly gentleman. Beautiful. That's not what I want to talk about today. Somebody made that comment and said that, oh, you cannot leave. I think one of the reasons that one of the points that was raised in the conversation is that the reason why some women choose not to remarry when their husband passes away is because they cannot trust their husband around their children, especially if they have daughters, that they are worried. Okay? Valid point. It's not to say that all men are going to do something like that. However, somebody in the comment section now mentioned and said, oh, that even your own their own father, that she cannot leave her children with her daughter with the father to go to work at night. I'm like, what? You can't leave your child with her father. Then I started querying it. I'm like, why would you marry somebody like that? That if you think that the children will be at risk being with him at night, why would you even marry someone like that? I don't understand. So I don't need anybody to tell me that that's a trauma response. A lot of people in our community have trauma that they are carrying around. Black people, we need to embrace therapy. Let us embrace therapy. Look, if you experience any kind of trauma in your life, whether mostly in your childhood, it's not just going to go away. For instance, if somebody gripped you, maybe a member of the family gripped you, RAPE, and you think, oh, let me just move on. You start using other things to cope. Some people might use religion. Some people might just use activities. Some will use work through themselves to work. Some will start drinking. Some will start, living a very promiscuous life because there is a pain that comes with trauma. See, in our community, we think that if we ignore trauma, it will go away. But I am just making this video to tell you that you cannot ignore trauma and it will not go away. It won't. Trauma does not go away until you deal with it. I've just recently finished a certification in counseling. I'm also doing another one currently. And I can tell you that from everything I'm learning, when it comes to all these techniques that counselors use, especially the CBT one, which is the cognitive behavior therapy, it tells you that your conscious, everything about you, the way your behavior is, the way you react, the way you present yourself, even your relationships, it comes from a place that is, you may have even forgotten, unconscious. Unconscious mind controls and will dictate how you will behave, and except you are able to get to that point where you will now have insight about that issue, it is not going to be resolved. My people, we need to embrace therapy. There is too much trauma in our community. It's not just women, it's men. Some people grew up in a household where they practically saw their dad beating their mom daily. That's trauma for a child. You would think that, no, they will grow up and say, oh, I will never do this because it was painful for me when I saw my dad do this to my mom. But guess what? When you see something, you are learning, you grow up, before you know, it becomes who you are. It's not to say that everybody that experiences is going to do it. But what I'm saying is that there is a high chance that if you grow up in that environment, you're going to exhibit that behavior. Because first of all, even though You see it that it's not good. You didn't like it when it was happening to your mom. But this is what you know. So you will not learn the skills, for instance, to resolve conflict. So you will be angry. And when anything happens, you will lash out. You get physical. There is so much trauma in our community is unbelievable. Oh, I like Caucasian people because they always embrace everything. They embrace what they are. They don't hide. They don't say, no. No. You know, maybe because they are not really, especially in this Europe, not in America, you see a lot of people that are Christians, white people that are Christians. But here, I think Christianity is only black people that. And so a lot of people are in denial about the pain that they grew up with. They are in denial about the anxiety and everything, the trauma that they went through. Some people, when they were young, things happened to them. Family members molested them, both boys and girls. They can't tell anybody. That's even the worst one. Uncles, brothers, cousins. Because if you've not experienced a level of trauma that is so palpable and living with you, I don't see any reason why you would tell me that you cannot leave your child with her father to go to work at night, that you'll be worried what he will do. I mean, that is a level of craziness that I've never seen. I've never heard before. And I do know that there's always a risk there. There's always a risk that something will happen to both children are vulnerable. Children are vulnerable. That's the truth. I'm running late. I need to drive now. Children are vulnerable. So yeah, there will always be that vulnerability there. But is it to say that every person that you see, every man that you see out there is a pedophile or what? I don't understand. If you cannot trust a child with their own father, who are you going to trust the child with? Then you now form an unhealthy attachment to that child, where you'll be carrying the child up and down. You'll be attached to them in a way that is not healthy because you think you are protecting them. That's not protection, no, that's obsession. And it's coming from a place of trauma. Guys, we need to start talking about therapy. Long money spent in healing. See, the thing about physical health, the thing about physical illness is that when you are sick physically, there can be symptoms. But the thing about mental health and all this emotional well-being is that the trauma is not something you can see because it's in your mind and it's in your brain. And the only way that it will come out is by your behavior, your action, your mood, and things like that. We got to address the trauma that we've experienced. I am begging you, please. The money you spend to go see someone, to talk to someone, to walk through the issues that are troubling you is not wasted. People that are investing in therapy, they are not throwing money away, because I know we Africans will always see it as something that is a waste of money. Why should I pay somebody to go and sit down and be talking about my problem? It's not just talking. There is a way that they will help you to navigate those feelings. For you yourself will see the solution to it so that you can be free, so that you can heal. The trauma in our community is too much. It's just too much. See, my people, all of us that grew up in Nigeria, we carry one trauma or the other. Some more than the other. There is no way that you grow up in Nigeria that you don't have some trauma. Yeah. Some people, it might not be that much. For some people, it will be a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you have trust issues because somebody has broken your heart, or you grew up with a father that didn't treat your mom well, or you grew up with a mother that was a certain kind of way, any kind of thing that you now know as an adult that it was wrong, there's something called faulty. Now I'm using my counseling skills now. There's something called faulty settings. You have some faulty default, some settings in your, how you have setting on computer, human mind has setting as well. It's faulty. There's something wrong with it. And this is due to something that happened to you. And it's a painful experience. You don't want to talk about it. You think you can ignore it, you can forget about it, and by not talking about it, you think it will go away. I'm so sorry to tell you that it doesn't go away. It doesn't. It never does. And that's why I really want to encourage us to embrace therapy. Let's embrace therapy. It is very, very important that you heal your mind. If you are not healed there, let me tell you something, and you are dating, and that's why people like PK talk about healing before dealing. For instance, if you've been married before and you had a bad marriage, yeah, do you know that it does something to you? There's trauma that comes from it. If somebody broke up with you, you lost someone, you invested in that relationship and they break up with you, whether you're a man or a woman, it can affect your future relationships as well. Because now everybody that is coming your way is going to pay for that person, for what that person did. So you need to go to someone who is going to be able to help you to unpick why, those things happened and what you can do better. What can you learn from it? How can you improve? How do you deal with the pain? How do you deal with that trauma? That's what therapy is. It's not just going to talk. Yeah, you will talk, but there are different skills that the therapist will use to ensure that you yourself will come to a resolution. You'll be able to find a way. There are so many things that we'll go through in life that traumatizes also, whether as children or even as adults, in relationship, in life, in family, from the culture, from religion, from activities, from different things. Every area of life, every damn area of life that you can think of, we go through things that traumatize us. Yeah, Oyibo people recognize it. And that's why you will see them, they will carry themselves and say, my therapist, they are not ashamed of it. It's only in our community that we are ashamed to talk about things like this. They are not ashamed. They will tell you, I'm going to see my therapist. My therapist. My therapist. We need to do the same, my people. We carry too much trauma. If you are with a man and you say, I cannot trust my daughter with this man, I can't go to work. He's the father, not stepfather. I cannot trust my daughter with this man, with his father. That's a faulty setting. There's something wrong there. It is not okay for you to be thinking that the man that you are married to, who is the father of your child, is going to have some sort of relations with that child. It's coming from something that probably happened to you, your sibling, or something that happened in your home when you were growing up. But it's definitely not normal. It's not just this one, it's also the idea that all men are this, all women are this. This trauma talking. There's too much trauma talking. On social media, you see it every day. Under the post, you see it every day. Trauma lives in our community. It is residing in our community, and we need to have the courage to deal with it. And usually I respect people that go to therapy. People that embrace therapy have my big respect, because they are aware that there's something not quite. Doesn't mean that you are crazy. It doesn't mean that you cannot function in society. You can live a normal life, but it's going to impact on that side, on that aspect of your life, especially when it comes to relationship. So you need to go and deal with it. Go and talk to someone. Find out, what am I doing wrong? My thinking, is there something faulty in my thinking, in my behavior? And what is exacerbating it? Where is it coming from? Is it from my childhood? Is it from my unconscious mind? You need to have what they call insight. It's called insight. That is when you are able to resolve that problem, and you now know how to navigate those things. And then you'll be more healthier. If you form another relationship, you'll be sure that you will be so happy and so open. Some people, it's trust issues. They have serious trust issues. They cannot trust anybody. Do you know why people have trust issues? It's because of disappointment. They've disappointed them so much that they struggle now to trust anybody. That's why people have trust issues. So, these are all the things that trauma will do to you. Trauma will make you doubt everything. It can also come from the things that you're exposing yourself to. What are you watching? In this day of reels, that people are watching reels. Be careful what you are watching, Because if you keep watching all these things that, you know, about how, for instance, somebody said that they were watching videos about people that are buying people, Syria, people that are buying people. And before you know, they start afraid of everything. You'll be afraid. You'll be suspecting that everybody is a Syria buyer. Look, be careful what you are watching. Don't your spirit, everything you watch goes into your spirit, and you are polluting your mind. So watch things that you know are healthy for you. Remember one time Allah was watching us, warning us about talking too much about red flag, that if everything you see is red flag, then everybody you see is always red flag you will see. There are green flags and there are red flags. Just that when you even want to talk about the green flags, nobody wants to listen. They don't want to listen to green flags. So the point I'm trying to make in this video is that, please, let's embrace therapy. It is good for us to heal from the inside out. It's not about looking good, you know, doing our hair, makeup, you know, trying to look sexy and all that. All that is good, but the most important healing that will make people to take you, you know, to think that, hey, you are all right, is the healing from the mind, emotional healing, mental healing. So please, let's embrace therapy. Therapy is good. It's not waste of money. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Happy Easter. Love you guys. Bye-bye.